All right, Grand Rising, Grand Rising, Grand Rising. Make sure you like, subscribe, comment, as well as share. Hit that notification bell. Select all so you're notified when I do post on this channel. Welcome, welcome, welcome to Goddess Queen Just Me 23. I'm going to do a quick energy reading for the overall collective. Hopefully, everybody's doing good. I want to use the Kipper and the Gilded deck. Let me just make sure. Make sure all this is upright. Make sure you check out the About Me of my channel, the description box of each video, the playlist to get caught up on any series that I do here at Goddess Queen Just Me 23, and then also the community section to get important announcements as well as news. Hopefully everybody's doing good. Hopefully everybody had a great weekend. A lot went down for me. Just pretty much the city of Round Rock, right? When I say the park is not even, it's 2 minutes away from my house. Like, it's right across the street. Like, you can walk and it'll take probably 15 minutes to get through the park to where we were. But there was a shooting that went out on the Juneteenth event that Round Rock had, and we had it this Saturday, and it was at a park, right? Um, and kids, it ended up being teenagers that got into a fight. They had a gun. The suspect that they said that they're looking for, he's 19 to 20. He ended up shooting 16 people. Out of those 16 people, two of them was killed. They haven't released the state. One of those people that they got shot was my little cousin's friend. But he didn't. He's not one of the ones that passed away. I think the two people that passed away were women. One was an elderly woman, and I think the other one was a pregnant woman that was 8 months. Crazy. That just Saturday was freaking crazy, from the time of us leaving the house to get to the park to getting into the park. The first person that I see, and me and my son, because my son knows her face. First person I see is my twin flame's daughter. So we're walking to get into the park, and my daughter and my son was up here, and I was following behind them, so I'm walking behind them, and my son had already walked. So when they walked, she was walking, but my son like got the clip, so he was like this, and she walks right in front of me, and I look, and I'm like, I can run to go catch up to my kids. And I was like, Devache, did you just see who that was? And he was like, who? And I told him, he was like, I knew that was her. He was like, I knew. He was like, I knew that was her face. And I was just like, yeah. So that's us walking into the park. And at that time, it's about 8:30. We got there like around 8:30. The event closed at 12. Um, and we walk in, we have to circle around because it's like all these people. And I'm surprised because this is the third year that Round Rock has done this event where they do the music here in the Old Settlers Park. But they have been doing Juneteenth here for a while. But typically me, the ones that y'all know me, y'all know that I go to San Angelo. And for the past 2 years, I haven't went to San Angelo. Now this makes it 3. I moved myself away from there because a lot of my family, it's a lot of stuff that has happened with my family, and my family is here. But I haven't been to a Juneteenth event in a while, and this is the one that I went to. And this time they had Paul Wall. They had Paul Wall, the rapper from Houston, and Lloyd to perform this Saturday. On the 14th, they had Coco Banks, and it's free. A free live, free. No, you don't pay. Only thing you paying to get in is $10 for parking, but it's free. No, free, free. Powwow and Lloyd and Powwow. So what ended up getting us out of the way of the gunfire, we went to the stage. We left our stuff in the grass, which was next to this police stand where they can view everything. I'm thinking, Round Rock, only thing I don't like about this Round Rock, if y'all got the motherfucking stands, it should automatically be cameras in that bitch. I don't care if you have a live police officer watching the view, you should still have cameras in that bitch. How tall that thing is, that would be a perfect setup for cameras to be in there. But they didn't have cameras in there, so turns out the police chief, which his name is Alan Banks, he's a melanated man. His name is Alan Banks, the chief police of Round Rock. Said that they didn't have cameras in those little things. They had 22 officers, police officers that was there, and they had firefighters and EMS. There was not really security. So my thing is, like, moving forward, I think if Round Rock is going to continue to throw this event, they're going to have to boost up the security. Not only will they have police officers there, they're probably going to have to hire security. And then they're going to have to probably block off, because this time it was not block off with like any gates or any rails or any of those plastic, things that they can block off. It wasn't blocked, which I'm actually happy that it didn't, because I can just imagine if once those gunshots had went off, people running into the rails and all that stuff. It was way too many people there, which was a good thing, because I didn't think that we had that many melanated people that's my color, that would show up to an event like that. And they said this year was more people. I don't even know they know how many people was there. Like, because they're not banding you, they're not doing anything. All you're doing is paying $10, and then you're going to parking and you're walking in. You're not getting a band, you're not getting any of that. So I think they're going to change some things. But baby, when I say Round Rock was ready to respond, they shut that motherfucking park down. Okay, so this is what happened with me and my kids. And I hope I get to a reading, because I just want to talk about what happened, and then later on I'll get to, if I don't get to reading, because I only got a little bit of time. But what made me and my kids end up leaving, like I said, we put our stuff in the grass next to this police thing. That's where my kids, they were like, we're just gonna sit here, and they see, it's next to the little police stand. So I was like, cool. It's a lot of people. We already walked through here. I already seen a lot of people that already had these issues with, like it was just people. It was a public event, but it was people that I saw that, have had put a play on messing up things for you, right? So I seen certain people and individuals at this event while I'm walking in so we can go sit down. So we put our stuff down. We go get something to eat, because the stage is this way, and then there's all this grass. Everybody's here, and I mean, like, chairs are next to one another. And this is the park is huge. I didn't even think, I was like, damn, a lot of people in this bitch. This is the biggest that I haven't seen it. Even when I remember, like, when my kids were younger, and I used to take them to Old Sellers Park to do, like, we were celebrating the holidays, and we would go do the Easter egg. I feel like it was more people at this event than it has ever been at one of those events that they did, like Easter egg. It was just so many people out there, and it was not enough security. And I felt like, so we went to go get our stuff. We put our stuff down, went to go to the food court. The food court is in the back of everything, but people are set up. It's in the back. It's right close where the cars are. So when you walk into the park, the first thing that you see is going to be the food stuff, all the food vendors, everything that they have right there. So we went back to get the food, right? And I'm just like, damn, it's a lot of people out here, like, for only 22 cops. Like, it's only it was just like I'm running into people. And, it's crazy how you are in such a big place and you just start running into certain individuals Like, and you and me, I'm one of those people, like, I'm running into these individuals at this time because these people are part of my soul journey. And if it's the same individuals that I keep running into, I need to pay attention, right? So I'm paying, that's where I was. Yes, I'm paying attention to who all I'm running into while we at this event. And I seen a lot of people. And so after we got our food, we went back. My kids was already back before I did. It took me longer to get my food and my daiquiri and all that shit. It took forever because the lines was long. So the kids was already back there eating they brisket nachos and stuff. So I come back and I sit down, and my son and my daughter like, we're going to the stage. So they left the stage. I'm sitting here like, damn, why y'all leave me? You know, in my head, I'm like trying to eat my barbecue and I couldn't eat it all. So I was like, let me go. Let me put my food up. So I put my food down and I put it on top of a blanket. I put my food in the chair, and then I put a blanket on top of that. And I was like, okay, nobody can touch our stuff. It's dark. Nobody gonna mess with our stuff. About time when Paul Wall came out, my son was like, okay, I'm gonna go back and go get my daiquiri because I had bought daiquiris. He's like, I'm gonna go back and get our daiquiris. So I was like, all right, go get the daiquiris. When he came back, and this is probably about 10, it had to be like 10, 15. He came back, he was so upset. He was like, there was somebody, he was there was an autistic guy in our stuff. He goes, when I went, he said, Mom, I seen him. So I'm walking towards our stuff and he's going through our stuff. He said, Mom, he was at your chair. He said, whatever you had in your chair, it was blue, and he kept touching it. And he was like, he was fiddling with everything in our thing. He said, it made me so mad. He said, because I kept asking. He said, when I got there, I was like, what are you doing? This is not your stuff. And he said, I saw that the dude was artistic. So um, he was like, I was preparing myself if he was going to swing on me, because, they're known to fight. And so he was like trying to take the stuff from the guy, and whoever the boy, or I don't know if he was a grown man or a teenager, whoever he was, his mom or whatever the lady that he was with, she saw how my son was trying to get him to leave our stuff alone. And she goes, he's artistic. And he goes, that doesn't have anything to do with him touching our stuff. Why are you letting him touch our stuff? Why are you just letting him roam through our stuff and you're just sitting here watching him? And so my son grabbed some of the stuff and he went back, and he was so upset. He was like, that pissed me off. He was like, because Mom, he was in our stuff for a while. He's like, I can see him walking and he's trying to struggle to walk because, like I said, there's no walk area to get through the bitch. There's no walk area nowhere. They even got the sidewalk blocked off. And I was just like, okay, so it took him a while to get to the stuff, but he's watching the guy go through our stuff. And at that time, he was just like, you know what? I'm just gonna go get the rest of the stuff and I'm gonna go take it to the car. So, what, you understood what the fuck I said though, didn't you? What you understood what I said though? Whatever. Whatever, you understood me. I hate when people sit there and try to correct somebody. Bitch, you understood what I said though. I can't stand that shit. That shit just be pissing me off. But you understood, and everybody else did. However the fuck it's pronounced. You understood. Okay. He he was like, let me go take the stuff back to the car. So me and my son, I was like, I could see he was frustrated, and I was like, damn, he ain't gonna remember where the car is because we parked way far and stuff like that. So I was like, I'm gonna walk with you. And then my son was like, when we got to the stuff, I was like, okay, he's gonna take this. He was like, no, just take this bag and take the cover, take your jacket. I'll take everything. Just go. He was like, go back to Amani. I'll go. But I was like, no, forget that. I was like, I'm gonna go. He took off walking. I tried to chase after him. My son is walking fast, and I'm trying to get through this crowd. And I was like, Demaje, I was like, do you even know where you're going? And he was like, where are you going? I was like, all I know, go to A13, A14, 15. I was like, and just go straight and turn and left. And you're going to turn the little car alarm off. And he was like, all right. And then I turned around and I went back to Amani. And so when I turned around and went back to Amani, Demaje was already calling saying he was lost. He didn't know where the car was, blah, 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 blah. And I was sitting there just like, I said, you know what? Let's just go. And Paul Wall was still on the stage. And I was like, and I looked at my phone and it was 10:47. I remember exactly what time it was. It was 10:47, and I told Imani, I said, let's just go. The show closes at 12. Ends at 11:45. I said, about time we finish getting through this crowd and getting over there, it's gonna be about 11. We might as well just go. So she was upset because she wanted to go because we were wanting to go. So she got her stuff. We walked through where the food court area is and all that stuff. And if anybody's from Round Rock, y'all know in Old Sellers Park, they have the Kona ice truck in the same position everywhere. And then they have the little, the bathroom exit, and then all the food and stuff is there. So we walked through, and I remember, so the park is here, and then there's a street here, and then all the cars are parked here in the grass on the other side of the park. So I remember walking off into the grass on the other side where the cars are, and I remember seeing the sign. We were in A3, and then next you hear Powwow saying on the mic, he says, thank y'all, I'm done. We getting ready to bring out Lloyd. He was like, it was a pleasure to work, being here and being, performing for y'all. And he was like, I'm out. And then next you hear pop, 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 pop. And it sound like firecrackers, y'all. It sound like fucking firecrackers. It didn't sound like no gunshot. So it was like an automatic, because I'm, thinking you hear pop, pop, like pop. It was not. It was an automatic that sounded like a fucking firecracker. And so while that was going off, my son is walking towards me and my daughter because he found the car, and we were walking. So we were getting ready. We made a decision to just go take all the stuff back and then go back because we still had time, because we wanted to watch Lloyd. And you hear the gunshots go off, and then I turn around, and I promise y'all, look, the park is right here. I have to do it. The park is right here. Here's the street right here. This is the street. And then here's the other exit part of the soccer part where they play soccer at. So again, here's this part. I walk off, I pass the street, and I put my feet in this grass. And when I put my feet in this grass over here, that's when them gunshots go off. Poop, 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 poop. And I'm like, and you turn around and you see everybody in the food court running. And so it's people that still trying to come into the park, driving, walking with their chairs, their kids, and they hear it and they like, is that gunshots? And you turn around, you see they all running. And I was just like, and so the stage, they didn't know what the fuck was going on, because the stage was so far away from where the food court is. It's a good 300 miles. It had to be at least 200 miles. Like it was a distance, like 200 feet. I mean, probably longer than that. It was big. I'm probably under exaggerating how far the stage was from the food, but it was far. Trust me, it was far. So they didn't hear what was going on the stage, but then you could hear somebody on the stage say, get me out of here. And this is right after Powwow had left. I don't know if he had the mic or if it was like the hype man that was on the stage that said, get me out of here. And then you just hear it. And then my daughter was like, those are not gunshots. And I said, Imani, those are gunshots. You see them people running? So she was so upset. And we went back to the car. We put her stuff up. I was like, okay, well, maybe it's not gunshots, because you could still hear the DJ talking. But they didn't know that that it was a shooting right there. And so they're still going. They still going while the food court is all running and shit. And then after we put the stuff in the car that me and my daughter had, we was walking back. And then you could see people running back and walking. They were like, no, turn around. They're shooting. I said, I told y'all. And it killed me. It was because my little cousin was still in the park, and he was next to him, and his sister was in the food court, because all the kids was in the food court while everybody else that was interested in the concert was at the concert at the front of the stage. And so my cousin, he said he saw, like, whoever he was with, his friends, they were arguing with this other group. And my cousin, their mom was on the phone with his sister, and his sister was talking to his on speakerphone, And their mom knew something was wrong with his sister, because his sister was just like not listening to her. She kept saying, Juice, what are you looking at? What are you paying attention to? And she said she could hear Amir say, man, we ain't even trying to mess with y'all like that. Like, we ain't even trying to mess with y'all like that. And then she said, next thing you know, Rasha, I heard was pop, 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 pop after Amir said that. And then I heard him saying, Juice, Juice. And she kept the phone. She didn't hang up the phone from her mom. And this is my second time my cousin. This is the same cousin that dealt with me in San Angelo when they shot. And with the shots fired Juneteenth. This is the same little girl that had the same situation when she went with me to Juneteenth in San Angelo, and we had that situation where there was gunshots. And I was like, damn, why did Jews keep getting put in these situations with these guns right there in front of her face? My cousin ended up running, her brother ended up running into the bathroom. And so while they're going through that, me and my kids is over here on the other side of the park. And so my kids was like, we need to call Amir. We need to call Amir. We need to call Amir. So they blowing up Amir's phone. Amir's not answering. So I'm like, maybe he ended up going with his friends. We didn't know. So we trying to get out of the park. But Round Rock PD has the park blocked off. So there's 5 exits that you can get out the park. And they blocked every one of them with SWAT so they can check the cars. So we all out here trying to get out. And Round Rock had each exit point where when you go to the car, when you exiting out, they searching the car through flashlights, making sure nobody was hurt. When I say Round Rock response team was amazing on how fast they just got in there and start helping people, because all you kept hearing was 4 people was shot, 5 people was shot, 6 people was shot. There was a woman on the ground dead, and you could hear the people walking and running and saying that. And so my cousins finally answered the phone, and he was like, we're in the bathroom, Amani, we're in the bathroom. He was like, I don't know what to do. And so my kids, because we were in the car, and where we were parked, everybody was like in a line. So I had to stay in the car because the cars were moving. So my kids got out and they ran after their cousins, and got them out of the bathroom and brought them back to the car. So I didn't get on yesterday because it's like I said, this place is right 2 minutes from my house. This is the park my kids grew up with. This is, and then hearing my little cousins talk, and he's like, Mom, I saw my friend get shot. He said, I didn't know what to do. All I could do was run. He said, and then Juicy ended up running. And all she did when she turned around, she saw her brother. Her brother ended up falling. Amir ended up falling on his face. And he got up. And she was like, Mom, I couldn't. She said, then I saw my friend. She was like, I saw my friend. My friend fell. I grabbed her. She said, I turned around and I grabbed her. And we ran. And the same thing happened to her in San Angelo, where it was my nephew. When the gunshots went off, she took off running, and she saw my nephew just freeze up. So she ran after my nephew and grabbed my nephew and just took off to the car. So she said, not only that, she said, Mom, when I turned around, she said, the gunshots went off. She said, when I turned around, I guess my phone hit this guy. And when my phone hit, she said, all I heard was, she said, I tapped something. She said, I tapped something and I hit it and knocked it out of his hand. And she said, he went in his thing and he was getting ready to pull out his gun and shoot me. And I start crying. She was like, I start crying. I looked him right in his face and I start crying. And that's when he put it back in his pocket. And she said, I ran. She said, and then when I ran, that's when I saw my friend. She was on the ground. She said, I just grabbed her and we went. And she was like, I don't know what to do. So, boy, when I say people are traumatized, they're traumatized from this experience. It's very unfortunate, and I really hope that Round Rock does not close down this event. I really hope that the ages from the people that got shot was from 10 to 62. They're supposed to be releasing the names of all the victims that was involved. And it just is very unfortunate because, like I said, it was a free event. All you had to do was pay $10. These kids, and I think I did a video where I used the fun deck and it said a park party event and it said a child killer. And I feel like that's that reading. Because I remember I think I did a reading and it said something like that. But I need to end this reading because I need to get ready to go to work. I just wanted to come in here and tell y'all what was going on. I will be back later on. But yeah, y'all pray for Round Rock. There's a lot of healing that's getting ready to take place. And y'all know, like I said, 2024 is the year where, you got to be on a swivel. And I'm going to just say, you got to be on a swivel. And I'll be back. I love y'all. I'll be back. I'll just do this as an informational reading, and that's about it. Let me flip these cards over. So we got the axe. We have two. So somebody has a choice, a rat. So there could be a rat that blocked an opportunity for you. Like, are you masculine? Somebody getting ready to get cut off. Okay? A rat has a choice to tell the truth, is what I'm getting from this. You have a rat that has the choice to tell the truth. You have a 10, a 22, and a 23, and a 7 here. Initials J and Q are JQ. JQ. Damn, that's my cousin's fucking brother's name, Jerome Quincy. But JQ or QJ could be significant. And I'm going to go ahead and end this reading. Make sure you like, subscribe, comment, as well as share. Love y'all.